Welcome back, traders, to another market preview. We are done with the month of May, so at the beginning of every month, I like to take a look at the monthly chart. But before we get into it, I just want to remind you that we do have non-farm payroll this week, so during this time, the chart tends to be choppy, so just take care. Try not to overtrade this week. So looking at the monthly chart, we are still working in this dealing range from this low to this high. In the last couple months, price did go up into this monthly SIBI and then went back down, and we're kind of reaching into the equilibrium of this dealing range right here, where we're having a bunch of our PD arrays on the weekly. Here we have the weekly chart for the dollar index, and last week was a indecisive candle, although we did sweep the highs and the lows, making this an outside candle. Last week, I did talk about how I want price to come down to take the sell side liquidity below these lows and trade back into this weekly fair value gap. It has yet to do so, but let's take a closer look with the daily chart. Here on the daily chart, you can see that price is still working in this range, but you can see that last week we did come up and sweep the buy side above here before price went back down, and now it's kind of in equilibrium. So this could be a turning point, signaling that we are going to come down to take the sell side liquidity perhaps this week. Moving on to S&P, we have the monthly chart here, and you can see the last couple of months we moved down into this fair value gap. We worked within it, and now price is coming up, going away from this fair value gap. Here we have the weekly chart, and you can see last week price did come down into this weekly fair value gap and then went back up. So again, we can see that discount arrays are supporting price. On the daily chart, you can see as price rallied up, we did have this daily fair value gap right here, and you can see that Friday we did close above that fair value gap. So I am going to be looking for price to come up and perhaps take the buy side above this high. Now going to Nasdaq, we have the monthly chart, and there is a small fair value gap right here. Price did wick through it, so it is rebalanced, but you can see the bodies of these monthly candles respecting the upper portion of that fair value gap. Looking at the weekly chart, you can see as price was trading through that monthly fair value gap, it was reaching for this weekly order block. As price traded into the weekly order block, it repelled away from it, creating multiple fair value gaps. And currently, last week, we are still trading in this weekly fair value gap. Here on the daily, we can see that Friday we did trade lower, but we had a really strong reaction, creating a really long tail on this daily candle. Now going into this week, I want to see if this trend will continue, if price can rally up to reach for the all-time highs or not. But as long as price remains above this weekly fair value gap, I will be looking for the buy side liquidity. So pretty straightforward this time, but again, remember it is non-farm payroll week, so don't push too hard as price can be choppy. But I hope you got something out of this. If you did, I would appreciate a like, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. But until next time guys, safe trading.